Man, people been calling in like crazy.
Issues that matter with Calvin Lester and Stephen Jackson on KSH 97.7 Diabetes.
All right, good evening. And we are in. Are we up? Can you hear me? Mic check.
Go again.
There we go. I don't know. Mm, I don't know. We had the Christmas music playing, but I heard the music.
You should be up.
Mic check.
You not on see.
Mic check. It's Christmas. There we go.
My bad.
It's all good. We just got a little engineering going on here.
I got to switch out.
It's all good, man. We just got a little creative engineering going on, and we're happy to be on the radio show with you tonight. This is Issues That Matters. This is Stephen Jackson. Calvin Lester is out this week. He is in Arizona with his toes in the sand,
Uh oh.
walking around on the beach with his shirt off,
Uh oh.
with some, you know, what do they call them things? Them, not
Yeah.
eggnog, but the other adult beverages in his hand. No, I'm just teasing. He's out there on a little business, school business, work business, taking care of some stuff for the great institution of Southern University at Shreveport. So it's just me in the studio today, and we're gonna do an abbreviated show because I also have I got some business that I need to take care of. I've got to jump on a call, but we appreciate you for listening. As always, we thank you for taking your time out to be with us here tonight. We don't take it for granted that we have this space, and so we always want to make a take an opportunity to thank the station owner, the producer. Today he's been the engineer. Every day he's the engineer, Johnny Antoine. I'm still waiting to hear his sister's version of "Oh Holy Night." I hadn't heard it yet this season, and so that's one of my favorite versions of "Oh Holy Night." Have you told her that's my favorite version yet, Johnny?
Yeah, I told
Yeah, that is my favorite version of "Oh Holy Night." And but thank you all for listening in. If you want to call in real quick for the short moment that we're on, you can call in at 318-779-0459. Again, that's 318-779-0459. It is Tuesday. We hope that you are having a great week so far. We hope that you had a great weekend. We want to make sure that we always are mindful, particularly during this time of year. Folks are dealing with I guess, the weight of the holidays, and so we're always mindful of everybody out there. If you need somebody to talk to, and if you just got to call up to the radio station and talk to me, but just don't 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 let the holiday season get you down. Trust me, I used to celebrate Christmas in a festive way. Some days I'm festive, some days I'm not. But I make sure that I surround myself with positive folks. I make sure I get out and get some sunlight because not having that sunlight as much, it has a mental effect on you, believe it or not. And so we may get a therapist in, a clinical person to come in and talk about just some of our moods throughout the seasons and how the weather changes and the weather patterns, and less sunlight leads to different mood patterns and things of that nature. But we want everybody, I tell everybody, celebrate the holiday season in whatever way that brings you joy and fulfillment. If you don't want to do Christmas lights and a snowman, you don't have to. If you don't want to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and this Christmas with Chris Brown, them, you don't have to do that. Santa Claus don't have to come to town. If you want to go out and you want to go give socks out at the nursing home, if that's what makes you happy, do that. If volunteering at the Salvation Army or cleaning up around the neighborhood or something, if that's what brings you fulfillment, do that. Don't force, don't let society force a holiday on you. So celebrate the holidays in a meaningful way, that in a way that means something positive for you, right? So we're gonna get kicked off with our headlines real quick. Um, We're here today, and we see where the DEA closed the Bossier City CVS pharmacy down. Don't know what happened there, but there was a raid today. Agents with the Drug Enforcement Agency closed the Bossier City pharmacy located on Barksdale Boulevard, just over the Jimmy Davis Bridge this morning. It was revealed that the DEA's Diversion Control Division um, detected investigates diversion of controlled pharmaceuticals and listed chemicals from legitimate sources while ensuring an adequate, uninterrupted supply and legitimate medical, commercial, and scientific needs. Um, Witnesses on the scene indicated that five people were escorted out of the building by federal agents. The DEA did decline to comment, but the pharmacy is closed, but the rest of the CVS store remains open, and so it makes you wonder what's going on. You know, was something illegal going on with the script or things like that, folks. We have to. If you are in the medical field, take your work serious. Don't jeopardize your license doing something, trying to help a friend or help a family member, or writing scripts that you know they don't need. If they don't have a prescription from a doctor, don't write the prescription out. If they don't have a recommended prescription from that doctor, don't be in there just filling stuff or or taking medicine out of the file cabinets and selling it out on the street. Don't do that. Your life should mean too much. Your career should mean too much to you to do something absent-minded like that. Be mindful of that because there's accountability and there are mechanisms in place that safeguard those kind of things. And so our hope is that whatever happens there, that we would be very mindful. Another thing that I saw is that Louisiana has moved forward with removing 197 people um, over the last 5 months. They've removed 197 people, 197,000 people off the Medicaid roll over the last 5 months, from June to October. It complies with renewed federal standards for the government-backed insurance program. About a quarter of the people dropped or were children. About 47,000 of them were children. Two-thirds of the individuals lost their insurance for procedural reasons, for simply not filling out the appropriate paperwork. That means they probably did not turn in their reauthorization form. Louisiana is also experiencing a significant amount of churn as it takes part in the nationwide Medicaid disenrollment process, and so that's the process by which now that the COVID-19 pandemic is over, um, individuals were able to be on the Medicaid rolls without having to re-enroll. Well, now you have to go through that process. Medicaid is a public funded health insurance program for low income individuals. Members must meet an income requirement, which varies based on their age and their health status. So you do have to do that. For the 3 years during the height of the pandemic, the federal government prevented states from removing individuals from the Medicaid rolls, even if they no longer qualify for the benefit. So most Medicaid rolls were pretty inflated after the COVID-19 pandemic were over, and that's okay. That we've got to get things back under control. But what we don't want is we don't want people who need the service to go without. Um, so we have to make sure that we're doing our part. Okay. All right. So we have to make sure that we're doing our part to do the right thing with Medicaid, because Medicaid must be there to protect the vulnerable. It must be there to protect the low income population. And Medicaid also serves children and seniors. The LeChip program, if you've heard of LeChip, that's just the children's version of Medicaid. And so I don't want anybody cheering just because we're knocking people off the Medicaid rolls. Let's make sure that we're knocking them off in a fair and equitable way. And those children who were knocked off, we need to be doing our due diligence to try to get them back on. These are children, so clearly the children are not committing fraud. Uh, there's a study out that says about 90+% of the Medicaid fraud really and truly is providers that are committing Medicaid fraud, not the individuals that are receiving the Medicaid services. So let's be mindful of that. We're going to take a quick break, or we're going to try to take a quick break. And then we want to come back and talk about the big headline here in our local community, which is the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Race. We have some breaking news on that front. You've probably already heard by now. But we want to come back and we will sort of dissect and then wrap up on the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Race. So stick and stay with us. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. This is 97.7 The Heat. You're listening to Issues That Matter. Y'all putting the Christmas tree up?
Yeah. Gotta change our mics around.
Darkness no longer, a child is born. Mother shed tears of joy as baby tests his lungs. But daddy's not there where he ought to be. Somewhere in Georgia, skinning and shooting craps on his knees. Another victim born out here in the hood. And based on statistics, it really ain't all good. Welfare takes the tab, and daddy can't sign, and it can't be seen. The family becomes a crime. The hunt is on, and brother, you're the prey. Serving time in jail, it just ain't the way. I'm living so hard, babe, that my hair's gray. We got to make a change. It's a brand new day. New world order, a brand new day. It's a new day. Change of mind for the human race. It's a new world order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race. Operation in flux, and it's on the way. We just marched 1 million plus the other day. Look, we all witnessed the sweat rolling down Miss Liberty's head. She knows the sleeping giant is no longer sleeping dead. Oh, what a fulfillment of prophecy. Let us teach the children freedom's never been free. It's okay to cry, go ahead and cry. 'Cause Jesus wept and hope and faith be kept. It's a new day. World order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race. It's a new world order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race. The die has been cast, and there's no need to fear. 'Cause people, the answer to your prayers are here. Sister Mary, don't you weep. Tell mother not to mourn. We need the love, and that is coming home. There's no need to worry. The times dictate a plan. Mother Earth is giving birth to a brand new man. Sister, I know you're misunderstood, but hold on to your man. 'Cause the future looks good. It's a new day. A new world order, a brand new day. It's a new change of mind for the human race. It's a new world order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race. Beware of the lies and false prophecy. We are many with eyes, but don't all really see. You must be merciful, my friend, to obtain the same. So if you break the chain, don't pass the blame. We should say unto all, and I'll say it again. It's not just to win. Shake a hand, make a friend. We who are pure at heart somehow might see there's still light in the world. Come rejoice with me. It's a new day. New world order, a brand new day. It's a change of mind for the human race.
Issues that matter.
Say something, Steve. Steve. Say something. Say something.
All right, we are back in. This is 97.7 Issues That Matter. We're back. We're back. Thank you for sticking with us. So, we're going to jump right in. So, we know that the big headline for today, a judge, I won't say a Caddo Parish judge, but ad hoc judge, um, has basically ordered a special election in the Caddo Parish sheriff's race. We know that the Caddo Parish sheriff's race was won by Mr. Henry Whitehorn by one vote, and his opponent, John Nicholson, chose to sue, saying that the one vote margin was too close and chose to take it to court. And he felt that that one vote margin was enough to identify irregularities and things of that nature. And so, after judges here in the first judicial district in Caddo Parish decided to recuse themselves from the vote, an ad hoc judge was appointed. Judge Joseph Bleich ruled that there must be another election to decide who will be the Caddo Parish next sheriff. The decision came Tuesday morning after a dramatic one-vote victory by Democrat Henry Whitehorn over Republican John Nicholson in the November 8th runoff. Bleich ruled that Nicholson's counsel had shown that at least 11 illegal ballots had been counted in the election, making it impossible to know the race's true winner. I want to say that again. I'm going to read that again. Bleich ruled that Nicholson's counsel had shown that at least 11 illegal ballots had been counted in the election, making it impossible to know the race's true winner. It defies logic. And well, let me stop right there. Here's my concern. And I'm not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice. The lawyer is gone. Calvin is gone for the week. But I'm here, so I got the mic. But my concern is, usually when things like this go to court, the burden of proof is the standard is usually the opponent, the person who's suing, has to show that if there were irregularities, even if these irregularities had not happened, the race would have gone their way. And what I still have yet to see, what I have yet to hear from Mr. Nicholson or any other the conspiracy folks running around town is, I have not heard them say anything that indicates definitively, without a shadow of a doubt, that Mr. Nicholson would have won had the case gone in an opposite direction. Had the votes gone, because he's saying the irregularities that they're citing are two people voted twice. Well, how you don't know that those people voted for Mr. Nicholson? No, you can't. You don't know.
Right. I mean, that makes sense.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Right. So this notion that then they're saying, well, 5 dead people voted. Well, those 5 dead people could have voted for you, Mr. Nicholson. Or
that's what get me. See.
But here's the thing too. If a person, they're saying that the vote shouldn't count regardless because they're dead. But here's the thing. If they voted and then passed away, which can happen and happens all the time, their vote still counts.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Johnny. If I deposit, knock on wood, I'm not going to use me.
Yeah, I understand what you got. I know where you're going.
If somebody deposits $1,000, if person A deposits $1,000 in person B checking account tonight. Let's not say tonight. If they deposit $1,000 cash into their checking account tonight, and that person passes away tomorrow at 9 a.m. before the bank opens, is the $1,000 still that person in that person? Do they still get that $1,000?
It's still there.
It's still there.
It was alive.
It was deposited.
When it was deposited.
He was alive when it was deposited. Even if he wrote a check. If he wrote a check and signed it, and passed away, he wrote the check and endorsed it.
They gonna cash it.
They're going to cash it. It's a good check.
It's a,
And so what you have is you have a judge that has invalidated every single vote that was cast because there is doubt about 11 votes that could, if you're saying you're going to throw out the 11 votes could have been for Mr. Nicholson. And so that means he would have lost by 12.
exactly.
Because a lot of the votes that they found, a lot of the irregularities that they found, came out of the southeast part of the parish, which is heavy Republican, and more than likely those folks voted for Mr. Nicholson. And so why are we, and then I heard people saying, well, oh, the parish gave away food, and that's electioneering, and that's illegal, and you shouldn't be giving out food on election day. That encourages people to vote. Well, I had to point out to some folks that to me, it seems like they're singling out poor people
Yeah, it sounds like that.
because there was a pet adoption event that was sponsored by Caddo Parish that day. Nobody's complaining about that. It was heavily attended. There was a tree giveaway sponsored by Shreveport Green, which gets Caddo Parish funding. It was very heavily attended. And guess where the Shreveport Green event was held at?
Where?
Mall St. Vincent. Do you know what Mall St. Vincent is?
Mm-hmm.
A polling location.
Right.
So they had something. None of the parish's food distribution sites were at a polling location. The Shreveport Green event was at a polling site. And if we're going to start making these assumptions, because that's what people are doing, is they're making assumptions, because what they're assuming is everybody who went to the food distribution voted for Henry Whitehorn. And so you know what that means. They're saying everybody who went to the food distribution was black. Ain't wrong. We don't have to assume that, because guess what? Yours truly hosted one of those food distribution sites, and I can tell you it was a healthy dose of black, white, Hispanic. I had all races and backgrounds come through my food distribution line. So this notion that, oh, everybody who went to the food distribution was poor and black and they voted for Henry Whitehorn, I don't buy that. But I guess if we're gonna just start making assumptions and drawing our own conclusions and just throwing stuff out there, I could just throw out there that everybody who went to the tree giveaway was white and voted for John Nicholson. How about that? If we just throwing assumptions out there,
That's it.
So we have to be careful how we are throwing things around and being just negligent about what we say. I don't agree one bit with Judge Blight's decision. I think he basically came on and gave his own judicial advocacy is what he committed. Judicial malpractice, and to be honest, I think I would consider it judicial malpractice. So I'm a little concerned with this case moving throughout the court system, because we know that we have heavily stacked courts. The Second Circuit is heavily stacked with Republicans.
Exactly.
And so, we're back to making assumptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can just assume the Republicans are going to side with the Republicans.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's the assumptions that and here's what kills me is they're allowed to make their assumptions, but we're not allowed to make our assumptions. When we make our assumptions, we're playing the race card. That's how they try to spin it. Oh, y'all are playing the race card. Well, how do you just assume? What do you assume that everybody who showed up to the food box giveaway voted for Henry? That's what card is that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What card is that? And so so the Second Circuit has to sit, and the Second Circuit, I believe, is made up of 7, some odd amount of judges. But of those 7, guess how many are black? 2.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had to take a vote on something and write the opinion, it's going to more than likely come out lopsided. Then it's got to go to the Supreme Court. And guess how many there are? I think, 6 or 7 folks on the Supreme Court? And guess how many of them black? One black person on the state Supreme Court. And so This is what we're talking about. This is why every vote matters. This is why every election matters. Right?
Right.
Because you've got Craig Marcotte who should recuse himself. Craig Marcotte should recuse himself from the Second Circuit hearing because the incumbent Steve Prater endorsed Nicholson, and the incumbent Steve Prater endorsed Craig Marcotte, and I think Nicholson endorsed Marcotte for his race, so he should be recusing. Since we on this whole assumption stuff, so folks, we gotta be careful. We can't be negligent. I heard somebody say something crazy on Facebook the other day. Somebody said, well, ooh, Chris Victory should have heard it. Man, you don't know who Chris Victory is. Go look up his dad and look up his opinions that his dad is reading. But we think because he's young and charismatic looking and smiles, he doesn't say nothing. Man, Chris Victory would whoop you with that pen in a minute. And he would have reversed it just like Judge Blythe did. Judge Blythe came in and took the fall because he lives in Ruston.
Right.
And is retired. And so
Right.
he ain't got nothing to lose. So he can go fall on his Trump sword. They have come in here and they have stole this sheriff's election from Henry Whitehorn. And here's what I'll say. I'll just say, appeals or whatever. If I was Henry Whitehorn, I'd be getting ready to run my race in March. And I'd go beat him again. Because what should happen is the folks who turned out should be getting ready to go turn out again.
Mm-hmm.
And the folks who didn't turn out, who find this appalling, should have they behind there too. That's what should be happening. We should have folks, the line should be spilling out the doors with folks trying to go vote on election day. But I'm just gonna be real with you. A March election day don't hurt my feelings at all. You know why? Because that's the same day as the presidential primary. And so now John Nicholson got to do something that he's been ducking and dodging. He's got to own or disown Donald Trump. Because you're not going to be on the ballot with Donald Trump and not own him. So that's why I'm not tripping about a March do-over. I think it's unfortunate because you have somebody who is here who has won a victory. Sheriff-elect Whitehorn has won this race, even if it's by one vote. So what are we saying now that every time that there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vote margin, we got to go through this circus again, and we got to have the precedence that has been set now is we have to have a redo if there is a 4 or 5 vote.
If it's not in your favor.
If it's not in your favor, we got to redo it.
We got to say that.
We got to redo it. Now, had it been in his favor by one vote,
Wouldn't heard it.
Wouldn't have heard it. Oh, I won. And they would have came to Henry with the same stuff. Oh, well, your burden of proof. Where's your burden of proof? The burden of proof is on you.
And then you would have knew who those votes was for.
Yeah, you would have known who the votes were for. They'd have been out here telling.
I'm saying that. Steve ain't saying that.
No,
I'm saying
I'm
that.
saying it too. Because guess
it.
what? They've been out here trying to prosecute. If it was one of us that did it, they be out here trying to prosecute them. So, you know, that's why we emphasize the importance of voting in every single election. If you don't get it, and my friend Gary Chambers said something on his Instagram today, shout out to Gary Chambers. He said, man, people don't steal things they don't value, that don't have any value.
Right. He's right.
They steal in this election because the sheriff's office is a value to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sheriff was invented and created around the system of slavery. It was born out of a slave mentality. And so if you don't think that these folks are trying to hold on to this, man, you sleep at the wheel. And they're gonna fight to try to keep it that way. Some of these folks got contracts over there. Some of these folks got employees whose lives depend on locking folks up over there and having the jail overcrowded. Man, they told me, and I just let them talk. I just let the guy talk, man. He was talking about how much money they make off the people who watch the movies on the iPad. And he was talking about how, man, I had went to the sheriff's office and I had tried to cut them a deal and told them, they can just pay me $30,000 a month.
The Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, the Inquisitor. He gets money from the sheriff's office. He's the official journal for the sheriff's office. So these are the people's livelihood is dependent upon it. And you think they just gonna give it away? I'm gonna say it again. Gary Chambers. I'm gonna quote Gary Chambers. People don't steal things that don't have value. That means you need to sit with that. If it didn't have any value, they wouldn't be trying to steal this election from Henry Whitehorn.
$61 million worth of value.
Uh-huh. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And so, you know, but again, I'm going to fall on this. I'll see you in March.
Right.
I'll see you in March. I'll
Right.
beat you again. Beat you again. Because I have no faith and confidence in the Louisiana judicial system to do the right thing. I'm hopeful. I'm prayerful. But I know where we are. And just looking at some of the names that are out there, man, they ready to put the Trump hat on. After 2020, they ready to strike blood in 2020. After 2020, oh, we got to get this back for Trump. We got to do this for Trump. Election integrity. But just wait when the shoe on the other foot.
Right.
And they win one by one vote and have to redo it all over again.
It's amazing to me though, Steve, how prayerful we have to be.
Yeah, oh yeah, we always.
We have to rely on God and Him changing things and stuff. But it just don't happen.
Yeah.
It can't just happen.
Yeah, it can.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, we can't just be we can't be doing just the right thing, right? Nothing just can't work out in our favor.
No.
Like we couldn't just want it straight up.
No.
11 votes that were questionable. Well, Judge, you got the ability
To know who it is and what it is.
You got the ability to order the ballots be open to find out who it is.
That's it.
You can go find out who it is, sign a subpoena, and get it, and find out where it came from, if you wanted to. But he don't want to do that.
He already know.
What they want to do is, their hope is that black people are not going to go back out and vote for a third time.
Right.
We just going to wear them out. Because what they were dependent on us to stay at home on November 8th.
Exactly.
But they folks the ones that stayed home on November 8th.
This man made up about almost 12 to 15,000 votes.
Yeah, they was dependent on black people to stay home on November 18th. But March 23rd is the presidential primary. And what I can tell you is, Donald Trump probably going to be on that ballot. And Donald Trump is a double-edged sword. Because you want to get people riled up, put Donald Trump on the ballot. And what Henry Whitehorn should do is marry John Nicholson to Donald Trump. Because they're one and the same. He should marry him to him. And now, it's a straight Democrat versus Republican race.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is, if Nicholson doesn't own Trump, if he doesn't embrace Trump, Trump not going to embrace him. And he going to tell his folks, his loyal followers, stay at home. Don't vote for John Nicholson. Believe that.
That's true.
Yeah. If you don't pledge your blind allegiance to Donald Trump, he don't mess with you. He don't support you. So, again, folks, we have to always take these elections serious. When we have judicial races, judges on the ballot, now you see why we have to take judicial races serious. We have to take it all serious. And I know it's taxing. I know it's a lot. But this is what we're trying to create, is a system where somebody won't come take an election from a Henry Whitehorn.
Right.
Because that's what you have happening right now. And if they can get away with this, you can rest assured this will be the model from now on. This will be what they'll try to do from now on. So we got to do our part. Folks, this has been an abbreviated version of Issues That Matter. I'm glad you got a chance to listen in with us today. Listen, we're going to be back on Thursday. I'd love to hear from you. So if you want to call in on Thursday, give us a call, give us a shout, man. Again, thanks to Johnny B for giving us this opportunity to come and do community radio with you. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about some more issues in our community. Thank you. I love you, and have a great week.
WKSH 97.7 Heat. You know what I'm saying. 318-779-0459. Don't ever forget that number. Thursday, I want y'all to call in and have some questions that you want to ask. Hey, we are the people's voice.
Let it snow.